Hi, my name is Chris Zahas. I'm with Leland Consulting Group. Leland Consulting Group is an economic development advisory firm which has been hired by Washington County to support the Aloha-Reedville study. We will be providing economic and demographic analysis to ensure that the strategies and projects that come out of the project respond to real market conditions, long-term trends, and are truly implementable. Economic development in the study area can include several different things. Among them are job opportunities and job creation for area residents, but also growing existing businesses and attracting new ones to the area. So today in Aloha-Reedville there are many different types of businesses, primarily located along the commercial corridors of TV Highway, 185th, and Farmington Road. Aloha, though, is still mostly a residential community. The vast majority of the land is in the single-family and multifamily housing within the neighborhoods. And in looking at future economic opportunities for new businesses or places for current businesses to grow, those opportunities are primarily limited to those commercial corridors. And in fact, there's not much vacant land available for that kind of growth. So as we start thinking about the future, we're probably going to need to be thinking about redevelopment opportunities and how some existing uses can transition or expand over time. And we want to hear some of your ideas and thoughts about what locations and what types of reuse opportunities there ought to be.
In 30 years, I hope that there's a good mix of shops and restaurants, walkable neighborhoods, parks, a business district that's thriving through this corridor, a functioning TV highway that's both safe and well lighted, but that provides adequate access for business.
In 30 years, old buildings are going to have to come down and new buildings are going to have to go up. And I think we can build 3 and 4 stories as opposed to staying with 1 story. So I'm envisioning in 30 years we're going to have these 4-story buildings. And there's a certain part of Portland where they have retail on the bottom and then people live up above, where you have that mixed use. And I think that makes really good sense because you have people there during the day and then you have people there at night. And so from a safety perspective, you've got 24-hour occupancy.
To help you get started in thinking about what these opportunities are, I'd like to summarize a few key points about Aloha-Reedville's economy today. One, it is primarily a residential community. Most of the commercial areas are limited to those highway corridors of 185th, TV Highway, and Farmington Road that you know so well. There's not much vacant land in Aloha-Reedville, primarily in the residential areas which will not be available for employment uses. So as we think about future commercial opportunities, we will be thinking a lot about reuse opportunities and redevelopment on those corridors. The jobs today in Aloha-Reedville along those corridors are primarily in the service sector. That's retail employment in the grocery stores and the restaurants that you patronize today, as well as in some of the light industrial or auto repair types of facilities. There's limited manufacturing and industrial employment in the area, primarily at Intel is the largest employer in that category. And then there is a significant government sector employment, and that includes jobs such as teachers at the elementary and the high schools, as well as firemen at TV, F&R. In thinking about new types of employment or growing existing employers, we want to be thinking about what are the conditions for success? What do businesses need in order to thrive and succeed? Some of those things are visibility and access, which includes vehicular, but also pedestrian, transit, and from other modes. Proximity to other like-minded businesses. A lot of businesses like to be near other businesses, such as retail and restaurants, as well as a stable and growing customer base. So looking at the demographics and the economic capacity of the surrounding neighborhoods and their ability to support those new businesses. There may be other ideas and needs of success that we'd like to hear from you. One of the long-term trends that we're seeing in economic development is that quality of life really is an important driver for business location and business growth. We think about things like restaurants and business amenities for employees, as well as trails, parks, and recreational amenities for those employees. And what we're seeing more and more is that businesses are choosing to locate in places with a high level of amenity in order to attract the employees who will work there, as opposed to the employees traveling far to go to where the jobs are. So we also want you thinking about what are some of those amenities and services that might attract businesses to Aloha-Reedville.
Obviously, we have some challenges currently with respect to anybody driving through Aloha sees some properties that are not, let's say, developed to their highest and best use. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for things like mixed-use development or shops that are locally owned and serve a neighborhood, let's say, like the Reedville Cafe. I'd like to see more restaurants because it's ironic, but the more good restaurants there are in an area, the more the restaurants thrive.
Well, I think what it has to look like is attractive so that people will come. So some kind of a designer that could come in and maybe create something that is visually appealing. Safety, I think, needs to be addressed. Sidewalks and crosswalks. We need to make it safe for kids to get to and from school and to after-school activities, and for kids in high school to get to jobs.
Now we want to hear what you think. Your ideas and visions for the future of Aloha-Reedville are important to Washington County and the process. You live and work here. Your ideas about economic opportunities as well as today's challenges will help shape the outcomes and the strategies that get implemented over the short and the long term. Thank you very much.